This is the second master tape of The Unknown British Girl. It's titled My View, Nicole. It's about Long Beach, California. Starts out the same as the first one, but this appears to have live commentary in it.
Long Beach Museum, Ocean Boulevard, facing Oceanside. I'm sitting here looking out to sea. The sea has many different tones and colours to it at the moment. On one side it's almost grey, rippling, moving. It's like a field of wheat, but grey wheat. And on the other side it's also moving, but moving like tiny blue beads. As I look out, I can see the cranes that seem stationary from distance. I think if you were close up they'd be moving, and there'd be a lot of noise, but at the moment I'm suspended away from the cranes. So in a sense it's a silent activity I'm looking at, quite silent.
What I can see mainly from here is, besides the blinding sun on the ocean, is a lot of trees and water and birds. There's birds at all the levels. There's pigeons on the beach, there's gulls flying over, and there's some ducks way out in the water in the harbor there. And every once in a while in the distance a speedboat will go zooming by right through the flock of birds, and you wonder if they're just diving under or flying away. Probably at the limits of what we can see out there is a big fog bank outside the breakwater with some ships coming into the harbor.
It's quite an oasis of activity out there, and that I am suspended separate from. And now the clouds are turning quite grey. So here, it's a kind of little haven where you can sit and watch and look and wonder about things. Harbour Scenic Drive and Pier J. This is not just one area, it's quite a large area. There is not just one point where you can stand and look across at the city of Long Beach. So trying to pinpoint a place, it has been hard, but I decided where I would be is right on the corner where everyone gathers to fish. I don't know if they actually eat the fish or not, but they do sit for a long time, with their cars pointing towards San Pedro Bay, and wait for a fish.
A port is life. A port is life. It's incoming and outgoing. A port brings you renewal and sends out that you have to purchase. A port is exchange. This right here, it's life here. It's a commodity. It's a commodity that we need to survive, and it's evidence that you can't live isolated. You can't live isolated. When you look off the edge there, you see that water, and you realize that water is teeming with life too. And you realize that there's a whole world out there, a world beyond our world, and there's a world that deals with the problems of survival just like we do. For myself, that's what I see.
You can see Signal Hill from here. It is glowing, and there is a cloud bank that is quite high above it, twice the height of the hill. And as I am standing here, the trucks all laden with things are driving past. And there are the orange barges that are sitting directly in front of me on the water. Ocean Boulevard and Orange Avenue. It is interesting just watching. When I came here a couple of weeks ago, I watched some people drive up and talk. A lot of hanging out in a place that seems quite quiet to start off with. A bed-sitting place, where you don't necessarily feel there's a community. But once you stop somewhere like here, you realize there's a lot of activity that happens.
There's a lot of people in this area. It's compact. But there's still room to get away if you want to go to the beach or walk a few blocks away. I don't know. I myself would prefer more trees, but in a situation like this with so many apartments and I guess maybe businesses, it's hard to get the open space. The type of people that live around here, you get a variety of people. It's a big mix, and that is probably why I like living here, because it's a generalization of the population. It's not necessarily one particular type of person. See, I hardly see my neighbors because they're so busy that they're never around, so my apartment building's quiet.
Across the road there's a man wearing red sweats and a black jacket walking. I can see him. He is sleepily walking towards his car, and then there are trucks and cars driving down and up Orange. It is raining today, and the sky is white and grey. 4th Street and Orange Avenue. There is a 70s apartment building with green trees and bushes well tailored, which has a mottled kind of beige colour to it, stained like it's been drenched in water but slowly drying. If you look down this street, an endless vanishing line, you can see many little houses, but it is punctuated with big cars with lots of people in them, or just a single person in them, looking, driving past, checking out what's happening. It is an area where people are looking at each other, in cars, thinking about where you're at, where you're going.
I don't know how to describe this street right here. That's pretty cool. Like, one day I was coming to school, and I seen one dude like that was talking, and he threw a bottle at me, and I was like, oh, no. And then I had to run. Yeah. But besides that, it's nice. School's over here. You can play. It's a boys and girls club where you can go play basketball and stuff. It's nice. And you have liquor stores around. I live in these apartments over here. I have 6 cousins I'm staying with, and we all get around. We just be going up to the Boys and Girls Club, play basketball, or on Saturdays, we go to the movies, see a movie, or we go to the mall. We just do things before we want to stay in the house and be bored.
I realize that I haven't been really aware of all the pylons that are cutting across the blue sky with the clouds. So if you stand here long enough and start to follow your eyes up high, you can see all the different pylons and electrical lights, and it cuts the landscape away from the sky. So I can see the world around about 20 feet, not any higher. Then it's sky. One always looks under that, and above that, and ignores all the different communication lines.
Okay, I'm going to hold it up right there because the memory on my camera only takes 12 minutes, and that's just run at about 9 minutes 22 seconds. So I'll make a part 2 in a moment.